So if you remember, the data are coming from Axios with multiple fields. So one of them is called data. So for that, I'm going to console log dot response dot data only. So we will see that we got only the data which are returning from that Axios. And this data contain the real data which are coming from the API. So we have two fields. One is called status and the other is called data as well. So I put again dot data, then we will get only the fields which are required for our API. So if I go to the top, we will see that our request here, application restarted, and sorry, let's try again. So I will go to the end, our application will restart, and we get only the data as you see here. So I'm not getting this status and all of those fields. So in that way, I can have or map those data as you see to something which is beneficial. So for example, I just need the ID and the name maybe, and also the metrics or the price itself. So this API or this response can be mapped to something else. So to do that, we can make something called map. So first of all, those data are coming as a string. So we need this string to parse it to an object where we can work with it. So we can have that object not as a string, but we will have it as, for example, real object in JavaScript object, and put that, like handle that array of data, we can say, and map it to another array. So for that, let's remove the console log for now. So I am going here to create a constant. I call it price list. So we call these variables or this naming convention as a camel case. So first letter of the first word is small and the second letter is big, if you know that. So now we are going to get those data, but first, as I told you, we need to parse them. So how we can parse them? We type JSON in capital letter like this, and then parse, and then we pass the data which we are going to parse. So what we want to parse is actually this string, the array or this string as you see here. We want to parse it to object and store that object in the price list. So after that, you can do what you want with this price list. So I would say, for example, I want to have objects, we can say, of name, ID, and price only. So we have here multiple entries as you see. So if we go to our Postman, we have ID, slug, symbol, metrics, market data, price USD. So for that, we need to map those data after parsing them. So I will click here, or I put dot, then map, because I assume that I am getting an array. So this map is doing a callback. So it's like looping over every item here. So I have many objects for every Bitcoin or every coin, and then I will map over them, and then I will give them a new shape and return all of this shape to the price list. So I will go to the map, I have a callback, and this callback we can have like item here we can say, and then this callback will be a function as you know, and we will return a new object for every item. So it will be object, return an object. So as I told you, it's like a loop. So we will return object on every loop of that map. So first of all, this object will be ID, and I will return item.id. How I know that it must be item.id? Because as you see here, I have ID, slug, symbol, and metrics. So I will have as a second field name, and I will put here like item dot, you can say symbol. So we can have the symbol here. As well, we are going to have the price. So I will put here price, but as you see, we have nested object. So this nested object will be item dot metrics, as you see here, and then dot let's see in our Postman what we have: market data and then price USD. So I will go here again, I will put market data and then price underscore USD. So after that, we have finished all of this loop. Outside of that loop, outside of all of this structure, we are going to console log our price list. So we have here the price list. So I will console log the price list in a new shape. So as you see, I got an error here. So the error says the unexpected token or in JSON at position 1. Sometimes this happens because if you remember in the console log, it's printed as a JSON or we can have as object already. So Axios already changed the data structure from string to be a JSON. So you don't need actually at the end to have JSON.parse. I mentioned this part because it's very important sometimes when you get, for example, a response as a string and you are using another thing not as Axios, then you need to parse it with JSON. But Axios did the job already for us, so we don't have to do the JSON.parse. So it's very important note you have to know to not parse the data which are returning from Axios because they are already parsed as a JSON. It's expected as a JSON. So when you save, again, you will see that we got all the prices or all the objects without the parse. So I said response data.data directly I was accessing, and then I did a map for the prices and I have this new map. So this new map, I am going to send it to the client or to the front end in the WebSocket. So we have ID, name, and also the current price. So every time we request this data, it's updating with the current prices. So in that way, we are very close to send the data to our WebSocket in Postman. Now we cannot use the WebSocket. The WebSocket is just emitting a message when we are connected to it. So as we will see in the next lecture, after this mapping, we are going to send those data through the WebSocket.